Woo! What's going on, guys? Orms Form coming at you guys today with another video. And today's video, I'm going to be talking about some free agent that we picked up. I'm going to do back-to-back videos here. This is free agent frenzy going on for the last few days. I know I'm a little late on this one. I'm not here to break stories. I'm here to kind of just talk about it. So it does help out my channel if I get it out quicker. But hey, some things you get caught up and I can't make some videos, and that happens quite a bit. And just the way my life is. But we did sign a cornerback, EMMANUEL Moseley, 26 years old, former San Francisco 49er, bringing his talents to Motown. 5'11", 190 pounds, 26 years old, like I said, about to turn 27. Undrafted back in 2018, played for the Tennessee Volunteers, 4 years there. He also played with Cameron Sutton for 3 years. We just signed Cam Sutton to a deal, to a pretty good solid deal there, and they were teammates back in college. So looks good there. Familiarity, they can get that click down right away, like they probably had at Tennessee. And one was drafted and the other wasn't. I think Sutton went in the third round back a few years back, and EMMANUEL Moseley went undrafted. He was a UDFA and picked up by the San Francisco 49ers. Now, 5 years in the NFL with the Niners, 162 tackles, total tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 1 quarterback hit, 1 fumble recovery, 33 pass deflects, PBUs, pass breakups, 4 interceptions, 1 touchdown. He started 33 games as a Niner, full-time starter by around 2021, and signed a 1-year deal for $6 million with the Detroit Lions. Now, injuries are a concern with this kid. Placed on IR the last 2 years in a row. Had some shoulder injuries, tearing up his ACL. But he was playing decent football. This move right here I'm not going to sit there and say, man, our secondary is absolutely set because we signed a 49er. It's coming from a good organization, no doubt, and a really good defense. But it's a 1-year prove it deal. Injuries are a concern. He's not very good at the run, and his pass defense the past couple years, his first year basically as a rookie, as an undrafted guy, he was living on the practice squad, which is fine, and then started getting into the games year 2, and then a starter a few years into his career. And that's actually great, man. As an undrafted guy, he got the opportunity playing on a really great defense and finally won an actual starting gig. That's very impressive for a football player. And he's one of those guys that is a Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell type guy. So, but it's a prove it deal. Like I said, struggled a bit in the run. He struggles a bit in the run. His pass coverage, like I said too, it was, kind of non-existent his rookie year because they said the practice squad, and then his completion percentage against from year 2 to about year 3 or 4 or whatever was kind of hovering around 56-57% against, which isn't that bad. But then when he got hurt last year, he was playing pretty good football. He had a return for a touchdown. He had a few pass blocks, like PBUs, and then but he had 66% against him completion percentage. So he was struggling a bit in the run game. He was giving up some passes against him, and he hasn't shied away from a guy that being on as one of those injured guys. So injured a lot, and we see Holmes has done this pretty much every year now. We see Holmes has done this pretty much every year that he's been a GM for the Lions. He will not worry about taking chances on players that have been injured. And this is a prime example. This is another guy who was playing some pretty good football. There's some concerns there though, but Holmes will take a chance on a guy, man. And he's coming from a pretty good organization in the 49ers. And but it's a wait and see for me kind of approach, man. Because I am concerned about the run defense. I am a little bit concerned about the pass coverage. That is his strength. being a pass coverage guy, and he's an outside guy too as well. I don't think he's going to be an inside nickel guy. Don't really see the versatility there. I'm sure he's moved inside a few times. He is a smaller guy at 5'11", 190 pounds, pretty much the same size as Cam Sutton. But there's some concerns there. There's some flaws, but there's a lot of strengths too as well. And they'll be competing with Okudah, probably Jerry Jacobs. You know, you're seeing guys like, you know, Cam Sutton is probably going to be the nickel guy, I would think, but he played pretty well on the outside. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. They did re-sign Will Harris. Not sure why. Versatility is the only thing I can think of, and they're absolutely enamored with guys that can play multiple positions, which is fine. I was kind of shocked on the Will Harris re-signing, but it is what it is. He can play safety in a pinch. He can play corner in a pinch. He's a nickel guy. So right now, if you go look at that depth chart of the Detroit Lions, you're going to see already it's Okudah and EMMANUEL Moseley as the 1 and 2. That's what they have right now. You got Jerry Jacobs there. You got Cam Sutton in the nickel. So this secondary is going to be completely different. Now, this kind of relieves me in a way too. Like, you know, talking about bringing in Mosely. This kind of relieves me because I was very nervous that they were still going to go after a cornerback in the first round, especially at 6. I didn't like any corners at 6. I like some corners in the 18 spot. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like one at 6 overall. I don't like a Devin Witherspoon. I don't want Christian Gonzalez. I think Christian Gonzalez is completely overrated. He's got some good size. He got some good size to him though, but I don't see him as a playmaker. That's a whole other video. But I think this kind of takes away corner at 6. I really do. Now I don't know what they're going to do, but you know, they're either going to, you know, there's a few options: trading up, trading down, take a different position. I don't really know what they're leaning towards now. I think it's still defensive tackle, or it's going to be some type of rush outside guy, a defensive end, or a rush outside linebacker. Hopefully like a Will Anderson, but I don't think he'll be there. And you know, the Jalen Carter news, you know, all the stuff surrounding him, his bad pro day, what's going to happen there? Is he going to be available? But that's a whole other video again too. But I think it takes away the corner spot. I'm not saying they're not going to draft the corner, because I still think they're still a bit weak in that secondary. But this helps, man. Bringing in guys like Sutton, and then bringing in a guy like Mosely. It's going to help. It brings good competition, and we'll go from there. So, you know, good signing, 1 year prove it deal. Not the perfect cornerback prospect, obviously, but when you do this YouTube gig, you know, you have to kind of do your homework a little bit. And I was doing some homework on this. I was trying to go on some San Francisco 49ers fan pages. And, you know, I would say that there's probably a 60-40, maybe even a 65-35 that were against Mosely leaving San Francisco 49ers. Most of that fan base wanted him back. The media thought he was going to come back. They kind of wanted him to come back. He got a raise every single time his contract's coming up, being a practice squad guy, getting those 1-2 year deals. And now he's on another prove-it deal. You know, I think mostly because of injuries, but the story to this guy is pretty exciting. Being a UDFA, you know, being a practice squad guy, and then eventually winning a starting gig on a really damn good defense in San Francisco. So, you know, the kid's got the heart, he's got the soul. He's a gritty kid, fits right in, I think, into this regime and with these players. So, you know, not the perfect prospect, but there's some upside to this. And we'll go from there. We'll see if he wins a starting gig. I think he has a very good opportunity, but I still think we're drafting a corner, just not at 6. 18, maybe, but I do see another corner coming into the fold. But hey, a decent signing, cornerback EMMANUEL Moseley, a Detroit Lion. It's all good from there. But thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming in the video, watching the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, get all my videos. Don't forget to like, comment, share this out. What do you guys think? Emmanuel Moseley's in the building. He's a Detroit Lion. You excited for it? Go Lions, one pride. Boom.